We have this absolutely fantastic lady. We've just been chit-chatting. She had a face neck lift 2 weeks ago. And being specific, it's sort of technical terms, but she had an extended deep plane facelift, which means the deep plane facelift is here in the face, but the extension goes way down here into the neck in terms of where we dissect down into those deeper tissues. So she had an extended deep plane facelift, and she had a deep neck lift component. So when we go through this little incision here, we don't just sort of tighten the muscle and remove a bit of superficial fat. We go a little bit deeper and get her back this fantastic angle. So that's what she had 2 weeks ago. And we've just, you and I, reviewed the pictures.
Yes.
And we fully understand, as I'm sure you do out there viewing this, that this is early. We can still see a little bit of bruising here and there. We still see this tiny ripple on the cheek, completely expected. This is well in the process of now, it'll lay completely flat like a pancake. But let me ask you, anything you want to tell us about it? But we could start with a couple months before you met us. What drew you to come and talk to us? What attracted you to us?
I was looking for a surgeon who specifically worked on faces and only did faces. And I found you, and you had offices that were convenient as well. But more importantly, and it's funny because I came to you first for Dysport.
Sure.
And then you were very nice, very approachable. So you passed that test.
There you go. There you go. Don't want to jerk, right? Yeah.
Well, I could talk to you about any concerns I had. And then when I researched further and I saw the detail and extent that your procedure does over some of the other things I've looked into, that is what made the decision for me. Good,
fantastic. And so then, again, this is 2 weeks out, so 2 weeks later, you've sort of lived with the post-operative period. Tell us about it. It's not a walk in the park the first couple of days. We always tell patients that.
The first couple of the days, but I think it was more from the anesthesia. I was a little tired, so I just rested when I felt the need to rest.
Sure.
But within the first week, and I was a little nervous to come back after the first week, I started walking again with my husband 1 mile a day, and I felt fine.
Good.
And then you encouraged it. So now I feel fabulous.
Yep.
I feel like I could walk 3 miles a day easily.
Yeah, and we do encourage that. We want people, there's certain limitations. We don't want you in the jacuzzi, we don't want you swimming and super intense exercise, but we want people to return to their lives as soon as possible. And I think some people have the sense that they get a facelift, it's going to take a huge bite out of their life for months. They'll be completely in bed or this is not the case at all.
Yeah.
Our average facelift patient, you may have been a bit more, a bit less, I don't think we've discussed it, but our average facelift patient might take a Percocet pain medication for maybe 2.5 days. After that, they switch to Tylenol.
Yes.
They're not, and honestly, after about 4 or 5 days, a lot of them aren't even taking Tylenol. So it's a tolerable thing. It's a workable thing. So.
Right. I was surprised how little pain I had. I think it was about after 5 days, I didn't even need the Tylenol anymore.
Yeah. Beautiful. And then, maybe lastly, what I'd say is, you and I just, spent a little time. It's only 2 weeks, okay? But we went through the before and after pictures from all the various angles right now. And what's your impression on what you see? What do you think?
Well, I think you said it best. The before and after pictures, it almost looks like mother and daughter. It was shocking to me.
Yeah, so that's great. What we're aiming for is, a substantial rejuvenation. It's religiously important in this practice that the patient look natural. We think, okay, fine, if we kind of tuck up the turkey gobbler, address this, but in buying that, you also buy looking a little stretched. You buy incisions that are in the wrong place and highly visible, cross-hatched, whatever is inappropriate with incisions. If you look better in some respects, but you have to make this difficult trade-off with looking unnatural in other respects, in our view, you just lost. I feel that when I look at her, she looks very natural. Tremendously rejuvenated, but very natural. And these little minor things, a bit of swelling here and there, I know that they're gonna resolve beautifully. And so I think we're looking for a result here in a couple weeks, couple months, where the incisions are essentially pretty much close to invisible. and that she doesn't look stretched or pulled, and she can sit down with her own cousin over Christmas or somebody, over Easter, Valentine's Day, whatever it is, and feel incredibly comfortable to that they have not changed how they look. They've simply rejuvenated, how they present themselves.
Yeah. Wonderful.
Okay. All right. Anything last thing to say?
That's it.
Okay, super. We're both happy. Thanks so much.